Hi Year 2, I just thought I would start this video by introducing your new work pack. So this is your new work pack you should have picked up from school. So your lessons will be starting today, which is Thursday, the 4th of February. And I would like, so we're going to do maths today. And I'm just going to show you how the work pack is set out before we start this. So we've got at the first page, you've got your timetable, which are the lessons that you will have that day. This is a rough guide. It might sometimes change depending on what I want to try do is if something's happened in a lesson and some children have found it really difficult, what would happen then is the next lesson we might not get all the work in the work pack done basically because we might have to revisit something and go over something, which is something that I would do in school, so I don't want to be getting too ahead if children are not ready to move on. Okay, so we're going to be looking first of all, let's go down here. So it's going to be set out with each of your lessons. So I've listened to some parents' feedback, and I think the best way to do it would be to have everything all in one place. So you will have your phonics, your maths, your English, and whatever activity you've got for the afternoon. You'd have all those 4 pieces of work on consecutive pages, okay? Rather than trying to find your way in the book, and this time it's going to be printed one-sided because I know in the last pack some of the pages hadn't printed off, so I'm really sorry about that. But yes, so this is what we're going to do. So that's your phonics lesson, which you might have already looked at, and your maths lesson today is a practical lesson, but in your work pack you have this piece of squared paper, okay, to help you if you need to. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a look at partitioning numbers, okay? So what I would like us to do is all we're going to be doing is partitioning numbers. So if Mrs. Cockram writes this number, I'm going to try and do this as if I've got a whiteboard. This is meant to be, I was meant to be recording this in school today, but it's a snow day, so I'm at home recording this. So I would have been using the whiteboard in school, but I can't. So if we are going to use the number, let's start with the number, let's go with 28. Can we all see that? 28, okay. How many tens are in the number 28? Okay, so can you remember in the classroom, Mrs. Cockram's got our attendance chart, haven't I, of how many children we've got in the class? And I always do this, don't I, to help us with our tens and our ones. So can you see that? How many tens do we think we have there? Well done, we have got 2 tens. I might draw under here 2 tens with my base 10. How many ones have we got then? 8. Well done. So I might draw 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 2 tens and 8 ones. I might now represent that using a part-whole model. So 28 is my whole. So here is my whole number, and I am going to now partition my number with 2 parts. Oh, and what I am going to put into my parts is I am going to put my 2 tens. So I could write that, and I could write 2 tens, couldn't I? Can we see that? 2 tens. I could also, and then I could write in here 8 ones. 8 ones, couldn't I? I could also write that as, so we could do 28, and we could also partition that with 20 in one box and 8 not in one box. Silly Mrs. Cockram. Not calling them boxes, are we? We're calling them parts. We've got our whole number and we have got our 2 parts, okay? So can you see those different ways I have represented the number 28. So you could have a go today at partitioning a number. So we're working on numbers 1 to 100, okay? If you find maths a little bit more challenging, you could start on numbers within 10 and do your partitioning within 10. Then to challenge yourself further, you could look at numbers in up to 20, then up to 50, then up to 100. I would always start with the smaller number, okay? And start that way and start by partitioning your numbers and working out how many tens are in your number and how many ones are in your number, okay? So you can set that up. You could get yourself some part whole models drawn on a piece of paper. So there's some space on this piece of paper here, but you might need to go on to the back of that, or you might need another piece of paper here, okay? There's that squared bit there, and there's a little bit more space underneath for you to carry on with that. You can draw your tens and your ones. If I go to the back of the pack, the very, very back of our pack, keep going down and down and down. At the back of your pack, there are resources that might help you with some of your learning, okay? So at the very back of your pack, you have got, oh gosh, there's lots of pages with this. Extra work and resources, okay? So this part of the pack you can take off and you don't need to hand this back into me, okay? So extra work and resources. So we have got the very back, gosh, I think it is literally at the very back, everybody, here, some tens, okay? So you can cut these out if you want to and use them on your work. So you can cut them out and you could cut some of these 10 sticks to make them into ones, okay? That is what I would do. I'd cut some 10s out and cut some to make some ones and partition numbers. How many different numbers can you think of, okay? So have a go at maybe, you could do 28 first because that's the first one we've done together. Then we could maybe do the number, or you could do Mrs. Cockram's age, which is 34. You could partition my age. Then you could maybe have a go at partitioning your grown-up's age, okay? So it's all about just practically doing this first. And then tomorrow we will be looking at lesson 2, and I'll show you it quickly. Sneak peek. Got it in your work pack there. We'll have a look at your next lesson, which is partitioning numbers, okay? So you're going to be partitioning using coins, a part whole model, a bar model, an addition fact, a subtraction fact. There's loads of work to do tomorrow. So you need to practice today because there's so much to do tomorrow. So much hard work that we're going to have to do. So shall I show you 28 as a bar model before we go? We've done bar models before, but not for a while. So I'm going to draw my first bar, which is going to have my whole number in it because it's a whole bar. Then my next bar is going to be partitioned, and I'm going to have 20 and I'm going to have 8. So because 8 is a smaller number, I'm just going to give that a little space over here. So that must mean 20 goes there. So that's a bar model. But how else could we partition 28? It's basically two numbers together to make 28. We don't have to just do it in tens and ones, do we? We could also do I could halve 28. So I could do 28 divided by 2. So I could get 28 objects, share them out between 2 groups, and that also will give me my number. So won't it? You could also partition it that way. Challenge yourself, okay? So halving is dividing by 2, isn't it? And we've been doing dividing by 2. You've been doing times in and you've been doing adding. So that's what I want you to do for Thursday's lesson, okay? And then for Friday's lesson, it's going to be actually looking at the question sheets, okay? Have a lovely day, everybody, and I hope you get on with this, okay? And I hope you really enjoy this workpack and you find it easier to work your way around as well. Okay, see you later, you too. Bye.